Hi, this is Phoenix Genesis for PhoenixGenesis.com and our two YouTube channels, Phoenix Genesis and Frag Camp. We're going to start a new series for the new year. It's 2016, and I'm going to start doing some intellectual property law concepts to help everybody out there who has gaming websites and gaming channels to kind of know how to not infringe on other people's rights, and also how to kind of brand your gaming product and services, and just kind of all the different things you need to know. And my background, no, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not practicing law without a license. I'm not giving advice as a lawyer. You should always consult a lawyer. There's lots of good lawyers out there, and there's lots of bad lawyers out there. But what I'm trying to do is give you a more understanding of the law so that you can make a better decision, more educated decision to pick and choose the right lawyer for your services, or decide to kind of do it yourself and not use an attorney. My background is I've been a paralegal. I've had my own legal publishing company offline, in print, nationwide. I've had also an online, written extensively online about law and intellectual property and different things. I've been a consultant with various legal agencies. And anyway, it's very exciting. We can go over more of my legal background later. I have a master's at UCLA with, I think I got a 3.895 GPA for 5 years. I haven't looked at it in a while, but it was pretty high up there. I think it was a 3.895. That's what happens after you've been graduated for a while. And I went back to school after I graduated with my master's. Also, UCLA sent me over to USC for a while to take classes, and I continually just kind of went back to different schools and took classes and learned and read online and continue to write about different issues and study law, so that I kind of keep myself up to date on things. And anyway, let's just jump in and get started. So we're going to start first with the trademark of Nadeshot. And this document we're looking at is the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. The abbreviation is USPTO. You're going to hear me use that in lieu. You're going to see that a lot. So when you hear USPTO, that means U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. They have an electronic search system. Well, they have a couple different things you can search, but this is one of the basic things people are familiar with, and it's called TESS for short. And God, everybody loves their acronyms. Anyway, you can go in and you can type in Nadeshot and see this for yourself. And this is the trademark in issue that was abandoned. And Nadeshot is a pseudonym of Matt Haag, and I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong because I am hearing impaired. Matt Haag was a professional Call of Duty player with Optic Gaming, and Matt is a full-time content provider on YouTube. So I'm really surprised that this trademark got abandoned. So let's kind of look at this. So what this is it's a word mark, and you can kind of file different types of trademarks. You can have like you have a really cool logo, you want to trademark that, and you can copyright your logos as well. We can go over that. I own a boatload of copyrights in addition to my trademarks, and I did them all myself, and they all successfully went through. So I do have kind of some expertise in actually going through this whole lengthy process. But anyway, going back with Nadeshot, you'll see like different companies. You might see like Facebook has its little F, Google has its G, Twitter has its little social media tweet bird. Nike has its little swoosh on the side of its sports clothing line, and that trademark can be trademarked as well. But you also want to do the word, because the word is the strongest. It's irrespective of font color or font style, or any type of graphic design you put to it. It's the word. That means no one can use your word. And this is Nadeshot as one word, and it's very important if you're going to use a trademark name not to then start using it as two words. I mean, I use Phoenix Genesis both as one word and two words, and I have a trademark for both for that reason. They're two different things, and I use them in two different ways, and both are protected. But when you start using it, if he starts using it as Nade space shot or Optic Nadeshot, this dilutes the mark, and it makes it more susceptible to infringement. And also because it's abandoned, it kind of opens up a lot of issues where people could infringe on it now, because basically you're saying, hey, I don't really give a rat's what about it. I just don't care. I didn't follow through with the process, and I kind of let it go. I mean, there are common law rights you still have to look at, but pretty much if you want to enforce any rights with your name, it's got to be trademarked. It has to be and trademarked as far as registered, not just slapping a little TM or SM up in the top corner here. And then if you slap an R with a circle around it and it hasn't gone through the complete registration process, you're really going to be in some trouble down the road. So anyway, this will never get that little R with the circle because it's been abandoned, and we're going to give Matt and Hector and Optic a chance to respond to this by Monday. If they don't, I'm going to go into more detail why I think it was abandoned, and but we'll give them fair play and chance to respond to this. So anyway, when you file for a trademark, like I said, you start just with the name. It's going to be a live trademark until you finish if you fail the process, it's going to be dead. And this is completely dead. Like we're talking roadkill, dead, rotting dead. It is dead and gone and buried. So let's go back to why it's dead, because it was abandoned. And when you file there, you can file what are called different international classes. Anything from 0 to kind of 1 to 125 is considered trademark, and anything or goods are trademark, and then services or anything kind of above 25 for the most part. And this is international class 41 and 25. So 25 kind of covers your merchandise like t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies. You're going to get a first use. That's the first time you ever used it. And then you're going to get a first use in commerce, where the first time you kind of offered the source of the goods to the public. And then the second one is IC class 41, and these are your education entertainment services. So here we have entertainment services, namely the provision of continuing segments featuring video gameplay, competition related content delivered by the internet, production of videos for the internet. Entertainment services, namely providing a website featuring non-downloadable videos in the field of gaming, namely videos featuring video gameplay and video gameplay competition performances by an e-athlete. And pretty much the same first use in commerce. An e-athlete would not have been my word choice. I think that sounds kind of cheesy. I used esports. I think that sounds much better than e-athlete. Whoever refers to it, hi, I'm Nadeshot, I'm an e-athlete. No, it's like esports, pro esports player. But anyway, a lot of times a lot of attorneys aren't familiar with the technology and the emerging kind of sectors, and they will write things because they just don't understand what it is, and you kind of, your description's already obsolete out the gate, and then you got to re-examine it when you renew your trademarks. But anyway, this is a standard mark. The filing basis was that it was allegedly in use. Microsoft likes to do a lot of intent to use filings, and we can kind of take a look at their different kind of strategies and things they've done. They're very interesting. We'll look at different companies. Apple has some interesting stuff. We'll just kind of hit them all. We'll look at FaZe Clan as well. That's got some different issues I'd like to bring up. Anyway, let's go back. So when you file it, you get a filing date, you get a serial number. Once you finish the process successfully, you get the registration number. Once you get the registration number, then you can put that little R with the circle up there, which is really exciting. And anyway, let's go here. So here's the applicant it's the owner. And if you, of course, sell your company, then your company has a different owner. And this one is allegedly Optic Gaming LLC, which is an alleged limited liability company in Illinois, in Schaumburg, Illinois, which is supposedly a suburb of Chicago. Never been there, but I've been to Chicago. I've been flown into O'Hare Airport, but I've never been to this little part of Chicago. But anyway, we'll go over all this too. We'll go over the attorney in another episode, and we'll go over the owner, and we'll go into detail with a couple things I'd like to point out. But we're just going to keep it simple for now. The type of mark is trademark / service mark. And again, this is the IC25 is your trademark, and IC41 is your service mark. It's in the principal register with the USPTO, and again, it's dead, and it's dead because it was abandoned on October 21st, 2015. Now we're going to go here, and this is a PDF, which by the way, you can download and have it yourself if you want. That's great. All this digital stuff, a lot of these, it's almost instant access to this stuff once it gets posted by the USPTO, and you kind of have it and kind of keep all your files and keep track of what's going on with your trademark. So here's the notice of abandonment, and it was mailed on November 16th, 2015. And it's to Optic Gaming and Nadeshot, and it was mailed to the lawyer. So the question is, what happened was, and it says the trademark application identification identified below was abandoned full because a response to the office action mailed on April 20th, 2015 was not received within the 6 months response period. Okay, so what does that mean? When you file a trademark, a lot of people use these kind of cheesy companies. Oh, $99, I'll just like file your trademark, and they're like, oh wow, cool, cheap, But what a lot of those cheesy companies don't tell you, or even like cheapy lawyers, is that a lot of times you're going to get an office action, and you get that office action coming in, and they're very strict on the deadline. You do have 6 months, but it's a strict 6 months. You can't procrastinate to last minute and then try to get an extension. It just doesn't really work that way unless you're in a coma, from a car accident. You might be able to, but otherwise, you really got to meet these strict deadlines with these office actions. And a lot of times it could be something really small that requires an office action. A lot of times you can talk to the examiner on the phone and kind of hammer out the details without even filing something in writing. But it does have to be addressed, and if it isn't addressed and that period of time goes by, they consider, you really don't give a rat's what about your trademark. Okay, fine, it's abandoned, that's it, and this is what happened. Basically what happened, this was something simple. This wasn't a very complicated thing that would have cost like hundreds of dollars an hour to address. And a lot of these attorneys will like not tell you in these companies, oh yeah, by the way, we don't do office actions, and your office action is going to cost me $500 an hour or $250 an hour, or we have a minimum of like 4 hours research time, which is going to cost this much to respond. I mean, it gets rather costly with the office actions. This was a very simple thing. It was that Matt had been using Nadeshot online, so it was considered his pseudonym, and because he's a living person, they needed a consent of record in order to go through. And so all they needed was a signature from him saying, yes, okay, I consent to Optic Gaming doing this. And it's kind of interesting because Matt self-professes on LinkedIn and everywhere else, Facebook, YouTube, that he's a co-owner of Optic Gaming. So it's not that he's supposedly not the co-owner of Optic Gaming. So why did he not sign this little paper that would have took 2 seconds? And we'll go into our theories, but again, I'm going to give Matt till Monday to kind of fess up to this. But anyway, he did not respond to this. And as a result, that was it. The trademark was, once again, it was abandoned, and it's gone now, and that's it. And anyway, that's kind of it for now. I hope I explained this. If anybody needs me to explain it a little further or didn't understand some of the concepts, drop it in the comments. And please don't tell me that I'm a hater, because I'm not a hater. I'm just trying to explain different concepts to kind of help people and understand, what's going on, because no one else is doing this, and I think someone needs to. So please like, comment, rate, subscribe, and tune in for more. We've got a lot more to cover in the legal end of gaming, and I'm really excited to kind of put